You're not trying to be distant. You're not avoiding anyone. But the noise, the constant pressure to talk, to respond, to perform, it wears you down. And silence, it doesn't just restore you, it reminds you who you are. If you're an INFJ, INTJ, INFP, or INTP, you know that silence isn't emptiness, it's depth. Let's begin with Maya, the INFJ. She walks into a meeting, bright lights, fast voices. Within moments, she feels her energy drain. Her introverted intuition works best in stillness, when patterns rise, when meanings whisper from beneath the surface. But in this environment, her FE takes over, smiling, reading the room, adjusting. By the end, she's exhausted, not because she dislikes people, but because she couldn't hear herself over the volume of everything else. Then there's Theo, the INTJ. Efficient, independent, always planning ahead. But even he needs quiet, not just silence around him, silence within. His NI needs space to synthesize. And when the world demands constant reaction, constant availability, his TE stays active, but the long-term vision dims. People think he's overly private, but for him, privacy isn't a wall, it's clarity. Now meet Lara, the INFP. She's in a group smiling softly. Everyone's talking at once, loud, fast, fragmented. But inside, her FI is retreating. Not because she doesn't care, but because she cares deeply. And the flood of outer energy overwhelms the values she's still processing within. Her NE sparks with images, possibilities, but without time to reflect, it becomes noise instead of insight. She walks away, not out of rejection, but to return to a place where meaning can breathe again. And finally, Nico, the INTP. He's at a social event. People ask him questions, small talk, casual conversation. But his mind, it's still chewing on a problem he started analyzing hours ago. His TI doesn't shift gears easily. It dives deep, slowly. His NE offers random exits, new questions, new angles, but with constant interruption, it all becomes static. He's not aloof, he's mid-thought, and the external world just won't give him the pause he needs to finish the sentence inside. All four of these types are powered by a dominant introverted function. For INFJs and INTJs, it's introverted intuition, which needs silence to map meaning over time. For INFPs, it's introverted feeling, which seeks emotional integrity through stillness. For INTPs, it's introverted thinking, which builds internal frameworks slowly, methodically. These functions aren't fast, they're not loud, they require space, quiet, reflection. When the world is too loud, these functions don't shut down, they withdraw, not out of fear, out of necessity. But here's the challenge. We live in a world that rewards speed, visibility, performance. One that often equates silence with weakness, passivity, even failure. So what happens to those whose power grows inward? INFJs may fake sociability to avoid tension and lose touch with their inner truth. INTJs may become hyper-efficient, but cut off from their visionary depth. INFPs may try to express, but feel misrepresented and retreat. INTPs may stop engaging entirely, not because they don't care, but because no one gives the space to think. When silence becomes a luxury, their depth becomes a burden. And their strength, their greatest insight, stays hidden. It begins with permission. INFJs need moments of solitude, not just to recharge, but to reattune. And I can't whisper through noise. And FE finds truth only when it's anchored in inner knowing. INTJs must reclaim silence as strategic space, not retreat, but refinement. A chance to let NI recalibrate direction before TE drives forward again. INFPs find balance when they allow FI its sacred rhythm. Not rushing feeling into action, but letting NE illuminate from within. Their voice gains power when it's chosen, not forced. INTPs flourish when TI has time to crystallize, and NE can play without constant interruption. Only then can FE emerge naturally, not performatively, but honestly. Because silence isn't absence, it's architecture. It's where meaning takes form, before the world ever sees it. If you've ever been told you're too quiet, too private, too slow to respond, know this. Your silence is not a flaw. It's a foundation. It's how you hear yourself before letting others in. And if the world doesn't give you space, take it. Because depth doesn't shout, it listens, and then it speaks. So I'll ask you, where do you go when the world is too loud? What part of your mind only comes alive in silence? Tell me in the comments. And if this helped you reclaim a part of yourself, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss episode 10. Quiet minds have more to say than we think. Thanks for watching. See you on the next episode.